session is going to cover an overview of the commodities markets. We'll be reviewing the top trades of the week. We'll also be doing live market commentary, technical analysis, and of course answering any questions you may have as well. So if you do have any questions, comments, please do post those in the chat. So first of all, let me introduce you to the Gold and Silver Club. The Gold and Silver Club is an international commodities trading research and advisory group specializing in the precious metals, energies, and agricultural markets. The Gold and Silver Club is recognized as a leading go-to authority on commodities, and as internationally respected experts, our analysis and opinions on the metals, the energies, agricultural markets are routinely sought by major financial television channels, publications including Bloomberg, Reuters, CNN, Global Banking and Finance Review, and the Wall Street Journal, to name a few. Our team of experts has advised and taught technical analysis, fundamental research and portfolio management to more than 50,000 private and institutional clients worldwide. So for further information on the Gold and Silver Club and our expertise, please do visit our website at www.thegoldandsilverclub.com. Okay, so we're going to move over to the precious metals. So first of all, we'll just have a look at the gold price at the moment. Gold is currently trading at $1,176 per ounce. So we'll take a look at that on the technicals very shortly. We've got lots coming up today, including non-farm payroll this afternoon, where we're expecting certainly lots of volatility and opportunities this afternoon, particularly on the precious metals. And I'll talk you through that on the technicals very shortly. Firstly, just before we get into the technicals, I'll talk you through the top trades of the week using the Gold and Silver Club signature trading strategy. So we've had some lovely trades over the last week or so, which we've been in for the precious metals in particular. Gold broke down very nicely. We discussed this on last week's session as well. The ultimate downward trend that we've been in on gold, seasonality factor in this as well. And we have really broken down quite nicely, particularly in the last couple of days here. We've now delivered over 270 points on our sell short, which have been in since the 27th of May. I'm very curious to see if we can break down further today and take out some real major levels of support. So I'll talk you through that very shortly on the technicals. But gold has been great to take advantage of this sell-off. We've also now in our silver sell short over 75 points return as silver continues to break down. We broke through trend channels. We had more rejections this week, giving us more reason to stay in this sell short, and seasonality, of course, as well. So both of those metals has broken down very nicely. And we've also had the opportunity to take a sell short on palladium, which so far has delivered 210 points as we've broken down significantly on higher timeframes here. So you can see we've continued to break down, and that was a position which got triggered earlier on this week. So it's been certainly a good week for the metals here, and we'll go into the technicals. And I'll talk you through what potentially we can expect now as we come into the US session this afternoon and non-farm payrolls as well, and really what you want to be keeping an eye on. So first of all, we'll just start off. We'll move over here and have a look at we'll look at the US dollar index first. We'll just move over to the precious metals as well. So what you want to note on the US dollar index, yes, we did break down earlier on this week. We've actually come all the way back down to the lower end of a trend channel. You will note with the US dollar, we found quite strong rejection just yesterday. We've come all the way to the lower end of the channel here. We've formed a hammer candle, which is formed right off a lower end of a trend channel, and so far we are seeing that follow through today, which if we get a continuation of this, we would expect further downside here on the precious metals this afternoon. So this could be very interesting to see if we do get a full-on breakout with the US dollar today. If we were to see that occur, we would expect some potential support zones to be taken out here for gold. Now, all you want to do on gold at the moment, you can see the downward trend channel that we've been in. We've also got a nice V-shaped reversal, which is forming here as well, where we can see really the major support here is just sitting at the weekly lows. And if we take out that level, we are going to be at a point here where we're going to be breaking out from 2-month lows here from gold and probably flush out a lot of stop losses here. So you remember just a couple of weeks ago, we discussed that there were a lot of calls for a bottom in the market when we saw this big breakout to the upside for gold. We weren't looking for that breakout. We were looking for weakness as we moved in towards the end of May and also June, which is typically very bearish month for the precious metals. It's traditionally the month where you tend to see the lows we put into the market for gold, silver, platinum, palladium, copper. And we definitely see that follow through again this year as well, which is why it's important to understand the seasonality as well and get this into your trading. So we can see at the moment that the overall gold market has continued to break down. There is further downside. Break down to the lower end of the trend channel, take out the May lows here and start to really build up some momentum. Now, if we do see a breakout trade to the upside, if we see the US dollar sell off significantly today, we may well see some support and a rotation back up towards the upper end of the trend channel here. We could get a retest of this upper end of the channel, in which case we'll be looking for more rejection of that next week and looking for more additional opportunities to sell into weakness as we move into June. So at the moment, very clear downward trending channel just on gold, looking to take out these major supports going back to May here. So if we do take out these levels, you can see we could really be due quite a significant sell-off and really come all the way back down to the March lows here. You can see where there's really not much support here at all after we've broken through that level. So you can very clearly see if we can just take out the legs off gold at the moment, we could be in for quite a significant drop. Unlikely to do that all today, but we've got between now and really the major FOMC statement in June for gold to potentially drop much lower. So we are definitely mindful of that. We'll see what the non-farm payroll numbers come out with today. Silver, very similar situation. Silver has hit the lower end of the trend channel where typically you would expect a rotation higher here. It is a bit overextended. We've had a sell short on silver for quite some time now from these highs going back to mid-May, and you can see we come all the way back down to the lower end of the trend channel. I would anticipate the potential for a rotation back up towards the higher end of the upper end of this channel before it goes lower again. If we do break the channel, there may well be we may well see follow through here as well as we start to take out some stop losses from these previous swing lows, and we can start to see the momentum build up. But we are certainly getting some profit taking at the lower end of the channel, and potentially a rotation is overdue. We are getting a bit overextended on silver, so wouldn't be surprised to see some sort of placement today, this afternoon. Platinum has also continued to break down. Platinum is not too far away here from really breaking down significantly, from taking out the mid-March lows as well. We're getting quite close. You can see the overall trend of platinum has been quite bearish recently. We're fairly tightly bound, but we're just stuck in a fairly tight range right now on platinum as it continues to consolidate. Likely that we'll get more downside. We may rotate back towards the upper end of the trend channel again, but there is a potential to break down significantly here for platinum, which would give us good confluence with the sell-off that we're seeing with gold and silver at the moment as well. If we move over to palladium, very similar situation on palladium at the moment as it continues to break down. Palladium, like platinum, also has broken through its it's coming down to a retest of its April lows now. You can see as we are coming towards this major swing low point. Actually, we're starting to break through that. There's a little bit of support just below there as well. You can see here where palladium doesn't really need to do much in order to break down significantly this afternoon or as we go into next week. So we'll certainly be keeping an eye on that for confluence as well. And copper, very similar situation. Copper has now finally broken down from a major trend channel. We've also seen weakness with oil over the last couple of days, which has also helped provide some pressure here for copper. And we've seen the major trend channel break down. We've got a new channel which is developing here, in fact, for copper in the short term. Again, very similar to platinum. It's very tightly range bound. So if you just have a look at the technicals here, you'll see that we're just following a very tight range. We are coming back down to the lower end of the channel. So again, we may see a rotation back up to the upper end of the trend channel before we see more downside again. But overall, yeah, I mean, all the metals have been weak over this week in the pre-NFP run up today. So it's going to be very interesting to see what sort of a move that we get this afternoon. Now, oil, we do have the OPEC meeting this afternoon, which occurs every 6 months. So we are highly anticipating some big moves on oil this afternoon. So you definitely, if you do trade the energies, you want to be very mindful of that. Now, oil is looking very interesting, both WTI and Brent crude oil. They're tending to ricochet just between major support and resistance levels. If you have a look at oil right now, and a lot of this seems to be priced in already. We've certainly seen quite a significant sell-off in the last couple of days or so. We do have the oil rig count coming out this afternoon as well, which could be a bit of a wild card, and we may well see some support. You can see certainly with Brent crude oil, we're just ricocheting between support and resistance at the moment. So we've just got this rotation where we're rotating between the major support zone up to resistance. You'll see with a lot of accuracy here, we've bounced off major support, which we've found since April here. So April, May support, and coming into June, getting a bounce right off that level. So a lot of traders are looking at this level and potentially looking for a buy. Remember, this is previous resistance that is becoming support now. So if we do get a rotation off this zone, it could be quite lucrative. If you also just match up the trend channels and see where they fit, you'll see we're also just about hitting a channel here. So this could be quite interesting today, and there's potential for a buy opportunity. We get some parallel channels on there, and you can see that oil could give us an opportunity for a buy. It depends whether this support zone holds today. You definitely want to be mindful of this. Do remember that the last OPEC announcement that we had back in November, we saw oil subsequently within 2 days move 700 points, and over the next 2 weeks 1,500 points. So you definitely want to get some of that action if we see a similar follow through today. So definitely keep an eye on Brent, keep an eye on light sweet crude oil. This is light sweet crude oil, similar situation. We're coming down to a major support zone at the moment, horizontal support, also trend lines around this zone. So definitely keep an eye on oil. This could be very exciting this afternoon. We may get a very significant breakout back towards the upper end of this channel. If we do get a breakdown, we could really start to follow through with a lot of momentum. A lot of oil traders will be watching this. And remember, oil is the #1 traded commodity in the world. So we are definitely expecting a lot of volatility on this afternoon and some potential very lucrative trade opportunities. So do make sure that if you do trade the energies, that you are around for that this afternoon. Okay, so that's what we're seeing as we come into the major announcements this afternoon. Again, we've got non-farm payroll, which will be in just over 2 hours now, the OPEC meeting, which will be in about 3.5 hours now, the announcement from that meeting, so which is taking place in Vienna. Okay, so that is what we're looking at in terms of the major technicals at the moment. So plenty for us to keep an eye on today. Really looking forward to some very exciting opportunities. Also, if you would like to take advantage of this and you would like to trade the non-farm payroll with the Gold and Silver Club Live, we've also got the FOMC statement, which is coming up mid-month. It's coming up on June the 17th. So that is going to be a major announcement for your diary. Wednesday, the 17th of June, we have the FOMC statement. Now, if you go back historically, last year we saw a 400-point move on gold in 24 hours. And the previous year, in 2013, from the FOMC statement in June, we saw a 900-point move in gold from Wednesday through to Friday in just over 48 hours. That is going to be incredibly lucrative. It's just under 2 weeks away now. So it's about a week and a half away, the FOMC statement. That will be a very lucrative announcement. We've got non-farm payroll today, OPEC announcement this afternoon. June is not short of trading opportunities. So if you would like to join our live trading room, I'm going to be getting on our live trading room in the next 45 minutes. If you'd like to find out more, where you get live trade ideas, live support, live analysis, we go through all the technical setups, the entry, the exit points, how we're going to manage trades. Find out more about that very simply. Just go to www.jointhegoldensilverclub.com. So enrollment is by application only. Complete the enrollment form. We'll get in touch with you ASAP. We'll be going through today all the entries, of course, for oil, this afternoon for OPEC. We'll be going through all the entries for the non-farm payroll that we're looking at this afternoon as well. If you don't get a chance to join us for those, you want to have Wednesday, the 17th of June, FOMC statement firmly in your diary. That will be a huge trading opportunity. Could make your month for your profits. Okay, so do make sure you get in touch if that is something that you'd like to join us for. Very simply, you go to enrollment, www.jointhegoldensilverclub.com. From there, it takes you less than a minute to fill out this form. It is by application only, so you will need to just go through the application process, and we look forward to welcoming you to the Gold and Silver Club for those of you who would like to join us and do fill out the enrollment application. Okay, so let me just check Yeah, perfect. Yeah, thank you, AT. Great stuff. So what I'll do, I'll leave those details on the screen for you. Oh, yeah, no problem. I'll just add that link just to make it super easy for those of you who would like to join us. Okay, there you have it. Fantastic. Right. So I wish you all good trading. So again, this afternoon should be exciting. So definitely I wish you all some good profits this afternoon, and look forward to hear from those of you who are going to be joining us at the Gold and Silver Club, and see you all on the next session. Okay. Take care, guys. Have a great Friday. Bye-bye.